You know, it really blows me away that there are actually people out there selling XRP as the floodgates are opening up. And I'm talking about legislation getting passed. We got the stablecoin bill. Next is the Clarity Act, which we have an update from Senator Cynthia Lummis for you here in today's update. And then we have the ETFs going live for XRP and many other altcoins in October as well. And if history is going to repeat or even rhyme closely, you're going to see the same thing that happened for Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is going to be a big rally leading up to those ETFs going live in October. This is why I say I don't understand where some people think that now is the time to exit your position in XRP and chase the shiny new object, the new meme coin, whatever it may be, or you just capitulate and give up on XRP right before we're at a new all-time high for XRP. And I think it's going to be coming in before September 7th. And then I think that $7 to $8 target is still coming in October. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to share targets and timelines. I forgot. Don't give any alpha. Let me go to the teleprompter and read you off today's script. Let's stick to the programming, okay? I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves out there. Let's get right on into it. The big one that came out today was the Fed minutes from their previous FOMC meeting. And the big problem here is that they see inflation just around the corner and think that consumers will bear the burden. A few officials see stubbornly elevated inflation. With regard to the outlook for inflation, participants generally expected inflation to increase in the near term. And so this is not looking good for those who are expecting rate cuts, but the market still doesn't, they're still struggling to digest this and, understand that there's still not that great of odds that we are going to get rate cuts because the market's still pricing in 90% chance. But it says right here that a majority of the Fed officials thought that higher inflation remains the bigger risk than a weak labor market. Only several thought that the risks were balanced. So they're more worried about inflation than they are a weak labor market, which means that they're going to be comfortable keeping rates higher for longer. And so here's the good news, is that the market isn't really accepting this, right? It's like me telling my children no, and they just don't accept it and they keep doing it, right? Same thing that the market's doing right now. The data is saying PPI inflation's still hot. The Fed minutes from last month are saying they're worried about inflation, not really jumping the gun here, looking to cut rates. But the market's like, no, we're still going to get a rate cut in September. And I say, let it pump, let it be, let the pump be with us. And so we're going to be rallying based off of rate cut expectations that take us into September. Lines us up perfectly. At the same time, Nate Garossi points out that in the latest FOMC minutes, we got the Fed discussing stablecoins, and they say payment stablecoins could help improve the efficiency of the payment system. So you now have the Fed on a regular basis talking about cryptocurrency stablecoins. And like I said, we got an update on the Clarity Act. This one coming from Senator Cynthia Lummis speaking at the SALT conference in Wyoming. Let's see what she has to say.
We go back to work in the Senate on September 3rd. We are working market structure with the goal of having it out of the Senate Banking Committee by the end of September. And then the Ag Committee, the Senate Ag Committee, hopefully will work their part of it, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission part of market structure, through the month of October. And we will have market structure to the president's desk before the end of the year. I hope it's before Thanksgiving. So that's our goal. So we will have market structure done this year.
Yeah, and that would be amazing at Thanksgiving dinner to be able to discuss the new Clarity Act being passed. And I think that we'd have, we'll have seen these cryptocurrencies. I titled last night's live show, XRP Alt Season Begins. This is it. It is beginning now. And for folks who don't understand it, it's because you might be holding a crypto that's not at a new all-time high yet. We've already seen XRP hit a new all-time high, and just today, BNB actually went to a new all-time high. So you're starting to see new all-time highs coming in on various altcoins. And the relief rally has begun for XRP here. We'll talk about that shortly. And so it is all lining up, an additional catalyst on top of the SEC versus Ripple case officially being done. Remember, we're waiting for the court clerk to just file the documents that the dismissal of the appeals is there from the SEC and Ripple, both dismissing it. All we're waiting for is no sign off from the judge, but just the court clerk to file the paperwork, and then it's official. Rate cut rally expectations into September. Buy the rumor, sell the news, a rally that takes us up into the ETFs going live in October. And then you have that Clarity Act that's going to be right around the corner in November. So, I mean, it's going to be popping off big time between now and the end of this year. It's a great space to be in. And I think that we're going to do very well with our various utility coins. And you're seeing suckers like BNB go. And just like I said, we respect the pump, but it still is only up 60% since the election for BNB, hitting a new all-time high above $878 right there from the election, up 60%, which is nowhere near the nearly 500% that XRP is up since the election. But as I said, we respect the pump over here on this channel. We love to see it. I'm rooting for Ethereum to go to a new all-time high, and I think that it will. And BNB popping off here, this is the sign. Alt season is here. And, you know, I've been saying folks need to look over their portfolio, and you need to maybe, you know, ditch some of these that aren't getting any motion and move over to cryptos like XRP and others that have already led this rally after the election and will continue to lead out the rest of this alt season, which is here. Make no mistake about it. BNB hitting an all-time high confirms it. XRP all-time high confirms it. Ethereum on the doorstep of an all-time high confirms it. And then Bitcoin dominance amongst many other indicators as well. A couple updates here from Ripple. Proud to be a founding member of TRM Labs Beacon Network, a first of its kind real-time crypto crime response network. So we got some folks here that are going to be working to get those bad guys that are scamming. So many in the XRP community too. It's terrible. Working with the industry and law enforcement, Beacon helps stop illicit funds before they exit the blockchain. This would be very interesting. I'll probably be deep diving this a little bit further and seeing what all they're working on. But something to pay attention to here. I know a lot of people deal with this. Remember, I will never DM you. I'll never ask you about trading, wallets, etc. You'll never get a DM from me, ever. The only place to reach out to me is through my website. And if you're in my Discord community, I encourage everybody to come into the Discord. Find me in the announcements channel. I'm the only Zach Rector that can post in the announcements channel. None of the scammers are even in the Discord. It's crazy what we're dealing with over there. But come into the announcements page. You'll be able to find my profile, add me as a friend. You'll have a direct line of communication with me there. That's the only place to get in touch with me, though. I don't DM or message on any of these platforms, so watch out for the scammers. It's not just me. It's all these other YouTubers and creators that are dealing with the same thing. It's a big problem. And once again, who's showing up to fight for our entire industry? Ripple. Yeah. And the Digital Euro Association continues to highlight this. And this is the acquisition of Rail that happened last month. $200 million acquisition by Ripple of one of the leading stablecoin payment providers in the world. Massive acquisition. But I've noticed something here with Digital Euro Association and others. These are big groups, and they continue to acknowledge the developments, partnerships, and adoption that Ripple is bringing on. And I want everybody to take note, because you might be holding some crap coin that pretends that it has institutional adoption, but you're not seeing it get highlighted by the digital euro. You're not seeing it get highlighted by, you know, the Fed Faster Payments Network and these types of working groups and entities and associations that are massive and are specifically mentioning Ripple time and time again as the forward progress that they continue to make. This one, they're highlighting the recent acquisition that Ripple made, and we absolutely love to see it. And like I said, there's a big difference between a lot of these pretenders in the space that are pretending that they have institutional adoption. Oh, we're ISO compliant. Okay, great. Is anybody using your token? No, nobody that matters, right? As far as an institutional standpoint. And if you have a bunch of retail activity, that's great, that's fantastic, but it will only take you so far. Where you get big flows, big money, trillions coming in, that's going to be institutional inflows. That's the difference between XRP and a few handful of good utility assets and the rest of the space, 99%, that is pretending to have any sort of institutional adoption in motion. Dom TraderView 2 with this indicator right here that says we might be bottoming out. We are currently seeing another liquidation divergence print out here as the market nears a new low. We saw this the first week of August, and it perfectly marked a reversal. Essentially, it's a gauge that leverage is getting drier as we move lower. The fuel is becoming less. Watching to see if a similar reaction prints here soon. Same thing that we got back in August. This is good. Looking like we might be reversing, and the relief rally is here. What does Cassie Trades have to say? Well, this was posted earlier this morning before XRP dipped down to 281. So she called 277 and said could be a major buy opportunity. We got pretty dang close, down to 281 on Coinbase. I don't know what your exchange went down to, but let me know how low you were able to scoop up XRP. I just added to my XRP long yesterday at 291, and I was so happy to get that entry. I went in heavy. I actually did. And I'll tell you, I was able to lower my average entry. I started off this XRP long position over a month ago in July, over $3.40, and I've been able to lower my entry down to 308. Now, I'm leverage trading with futures, but it's the same mindset of folks who are looking to dollar cost average into XRP just with spot bags and just accumulate some XRP. It's the same mindset of, okay, you FOMO'd into the top like I did. I was an idiot. I should have known better. I was actually calling for a pullback, yet I still FOMO'd in. It's just ridiculous. But what we've done in the meantime with 100% conviction, I didn't go all in. That's the key part. And then we've just continued to pad this position and add, double up, triple up, add again. And now I've lowered my entry all the way down to 308. So I'm still in the red slightly, but it's a massive position. And all we got to do is ride this sucker back above 308 and we're back in profit. It's a nice spot to be in. Yeah, and this is the conviction that I love to see when I've been having one-on-one conversations with folks, which, by the way, that's linked up at zachrector.com if you want to book a call, or just in the Discord call, reading comments on YouTube. The new people coming in with big bags, big conviction, I absolutely love to see it. And I know that our community's been taking advantage of the sub $3 XRP. So let me know in the chat how low you were able to pick up XRP on this dip. Absolutely love to see it. And now what we watch here, she says it's holding. What we want to do is we want to reclaim that 296 level. Okay. So we dang near went down to her retracement level of 277, but it means that our macro plan remains intact, right? So we got a strong bounce off of 281 and we're back up here above 296 right now as I record this update. It's going to be very interesting to see if we can get that daily close, which comes in here as I record this update at 3 p.m. on the West Coast. That's 6 p.m. Eastern. The daily candle closes in 2 hours at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so we have 2 hours to go. We'll see where we close off. Bitcoin still has some room to the downside, but we caught support at 112,000. Okay, and she's expecting a wave 2 correction for Bitcoin, where Bitcoin's going to rally back up slightly, not go set a new all-time high. The levels that she talks about, I think it running up to is about 120,000 maybe. So a little relief rally for Bitcoin, but really the big performers during this wave 2 for Bitcoin is going to be the altcoins. And that's why I say the alt season is here. It has begun. If you still don't believe it, then you might be holding some bags that don't have motion. And we need to consider that. Okay. And you still have time to readjust your portfolio. That's the good news. So we bounced off of 281. Now we need to break back above 296. And then that big level is 321. We need to reclaim that level of 321. But here's the important part. Macro targets remain intact with $4.80 still in focus as Bitcoin completes its wave 2. This scenario favors large cap altcoins reaching new all-time highs while Bitcoin does not, essentially signaling hashtag alt season. And you just saw BNB already at a new all-time high. XRP did it last month. It's going to do it again. Position yourself accordingly, folks, because it is here. XRP at 296 as we record the update. Here we are on the chart, looking absolutely fantastic. I think that we're in our final moments below $3 here. We're going to move back up and we reclaim that 321 level. That sets us up in striking distance to go back above $4. Well, we've never been there, so it would be our first time ever above $4, but that is getting us ready to go. And I've laid out all of these catalysts between here and October, even after October and in November with the Clarity Act passing. And then once these ETFs are live, as I titled today's update, the floodgates are opening up. And you've already seen this in Europe. Canada's got ETFs. We got leveraged ETFs here. The futures are live and trading and big volumes coming in on the XRP futures. Some of these other altcoins too are ready to get their ETFs. And so once we have that level playing field with all ETFs live, there's no more excuses, right? And so at that point, if XRP isn't ripping and off to the races and back up to new all-time highs, we'll have a problem. But I don't expect that to happen at all. With 100% conviction, we've been packing our bags up. We are absolutely ready to go. I'm positioned on all my platforms. I got sell orders waiting on all of my altcoins. The next 60 days in crypto, especially your altcoins, is going to be life-changing if you play it right. Okay? So please stay locked in. Don't go anywhere. Like I said at the beginning, it blows me away that people are selling XRP now with what we have right in front of us. You can't wait, and you don't need to wait 60 days. That's the point. We rally in anticipation. Buy the rumor, sell the news is how this plays out. So prepare yourself accordingly. Make sure you've subscribed. Hit that notification bell. If you haven't already, make sure you smack it. Tap it for us on the way out. All of our community resources are available at zachrector.com, whether it be the merch, the wallets, exchanges. We have all of our platforms ready for you. These are resources that I use, that I love, and I've been very impressed with, so check them out. The most recent one that we've added is the tax, legal, and estate planning. Get tapped in with Mark Kohler's law firm. They're linked up down below as well, too. Top notch. Can't say enough about them, too. Great stuff. We'll be back in the next update. In the meantime, let's see how XRP closes off today. I appreciate your support. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.